welcome to episode 4 of the Clean Hit Podcast. I'm your host Jay,
I'm Ozzy.
and special guest today, we got all the way from DLP. We have Mr. Mohammed Yunus. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks.
Fishy couldn't make it today, so we're going with Yunus, which suitable replacement, probably a better replacement. Are you a Leafs fan?
I'm not a Leafs fan. No.
Thank
I'm a
God.
fan of the NHL.
Thank God.
Yes.
See, there you go.
Yes, welcome.
Non-biased opinions here at CHB. But just before we go on the episode, make sure to follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, all of our social media at Clean Hit Podcast, all one word. And make sure to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. Get our YouTube views up there as well. Subscribe, notification, bells, all that good stuff. And you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and also Anchor as well, for those of you that choose to use that. So let's get right into it. That's what we're going to do over here. So let's recap the
It's been a
first
while.
round.
Since
Yeah, it's
the
been a
last
while.
episode. It's been a long time.
So let's recap the first round of the playoffs. So the round that just passed us. So let's go on with the West right now and talk about the Chicago versus Vegas series. What were you guys' thoughts on that one? I think it was pretty predictable.
Chicago's a fraud team. They were never going to make it. Vegas is real, deep, skilled, well coached. They should have swept them, but Corey Crawford stole a game, so
Yeah.
nobody's surprised that Vegas beat Chicago.
Honestly, there was no surprise at all for that one.
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
That went.
No.
I was only surprised that they didn't get swept.
Do you think the
Yeah.
Oilers would have beat Vegas?
No.
That would have been. I think that would have been gone to 6 games.
Well, it depends on which Oilers team you're talking about, because
Yeah.
we've seen like 3 different
Oh,
Oilers teams
you're
this
right,
year.
you're
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, Vegas has gone through. So
If Oilers were clicking,
I mean, if you saw the Oilers team that was playing in like January, February, then maybe.
yeah,
But, like-
they would have. I don't know. Vegas is. I like them. I like the way their team's set up. I like the players on their team. I know you had a thing, but you hated them from before. Do you still hate them?
I hated the idea of how good they got so quick
Vegas.
with the expansion rules and everything. It just like I didn't think that was good for like the league, but no, like the GM smart, well coached. Like these are proper guys running that organization. They built a really good team. I mean, there's not much to say.
They did it right, but then we don't want to spend too much time on this, obviously. But like
No.
other teams just messed up. Other
That's true.
teams,
A lot of teams
Florida
just-
messed up. big
Florida.
time.
They underrated their own players
Yeah.
and paid a first for them to take Marchessault and what's it called, Riley Smith.
It's like, here, take a first liner. I will give you a first round pick as well. Like,
Yeah, literally.
just
It was
crazy, just
Just
madness.
nuts. Insanity. So that one, no surprises there. But a big shocker, Vancouver and St. Louis. To this one, for me, this one is the biggest shocker probably of the entire first round.
Yeah,
Big
I
time.
think we all picked St.
Big-
Louis.
yeah.
A lot of people picked St. Louis. I didn't watch any of those games. I'm not sure how St. Louis played, but it just seemed like Vancouver wanted it more, and they beat them in
You know,
6 games.
Bennington, man, he messed up.
Yep.
Bennington too wasn't as good as he was last year.
Bennington
Yeah,
dropped the
that's
ball.
right.
And honestly, I was kind of happy to see that. I was kind of happy to see Bennington drop the ball.
You don't like Bennington?
No, not really.
He got humbled a bit, eh?
Sorry?
He got humbled a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. He got humbled, right? And there was a lot of good players for Vancouver, man. Tyler Mott played really well.
Oh, he played insane.
I'm not a Vancouver fan, but they got some nice going on over there.
yeah.
You know,
Markstrom was unreal.
As
Pedersen is
usual.
like
Yeah.
Pedersen.
Pedersen's a top 10 player, I think. in the
Pedersen
league
is
now.
like,
It's insane.
since Fitch's not here, Pedersen's better than Matthews.
Dude, Pedersen is like...
You don't think he is? You don't think he is?
I think he might be actually. Pedersen is better than Matthews.
Every single
Actually, I
episode
don't know.
Fishy.
That's tough.
Every episode Fishy. I'm bringing these comparisons in.
Well, let's not talk about that. That's too much.
Troy Stetcher better than Matthews. Honestly, though, St. Louis looked like an old man team. They looked really old out there when they were raising Vancouver.
Do you think Pietrangelo leaves now? For sure.
I don't think so.
Do you think they re-sign him? They make room? I mean, if I'm any team in the NHL, I want Pietrangelo on my team, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. They're saying the Toronto Maple Leafs are gonna make a hard push for him.
yeah.
Dude, they say that about every good UFA.
Actually,
Toronto's
that
gonna
is
get
true.
him. Toronto's gonna get
But
him.
listen. We said that about Tavares, and it happened.
Yeah,
It
but
happened. You know
Toronto,
what I mean?
Tavares is actually a Toronto boy. He's always wanted to play in Toronto.
Yeah.
So is
Pietrangelo.
Pietrangelo.
A lot of-
He's from
Pietrangelo from
Ontario.
Ontario as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
Ontario.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was Edmonton boy. I don't know why I thought that.
No, that's Bowmeister.
Bowmeister.
from
Okay,
Edmonton,
okay.
Wow, imagine Pietrangelo on the Oilers. That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah.
Really nice.
That'd be nice for Oilers fans.
No, I doubt that it's happening though. I mean, unless Dubas makes more cap space.
Well, he made
Which you
he
could-
made, he made that big move, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
They were gonna trade. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a bit. But they want to trade more players
Mm-hmm.
instead of Kapanen. On top of that, like the Janssen and Kerfoot guy,
Yeah.
they want to trade him. And I don't think Cody CC's coming back.
I don't think
There's
so.
a lot going on there.
Can you imagine they re-signed Cody CC?
They're not gonna resign the number one defenseman.
I'm shocked.
Remember Shirley was gonna trade Taylor All for Cody CC
Oh
Oh
my
my-
god.
before Larson. Another day.
Can we not talk about Shirley right now?
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about Shirley. I hope he gets hired though again,
I hope so too.
because then just flea session all day long.
I'll want Holland to have his number 1 speed dial.
Hey man,
So your team just lost today. Eh? That was a tough loss. That Taylor Hall guy, he's not any good, eh?
You need a nice stay-at-home third-line center. Give me your number 1 defenseman. Just crazy.
so yeah, that Vancouver series, Vancouver's a fun team to watch.
Oh yeah,
They really are
honestly,
fun team to watch.
and people were saying this on Twitter and other places. Like, this is not the Vancouver of 2011 that like Burrows and Bieksa and Kessler.
Kessler,
Like,
yeah.
it was tough to like that team, but this team honestly is tough to hate.
They're likable.
They're a very likable team.
They are.
like,
Likeable team. They're not dirty. They play it like they're just a solid
Skill.
team.
They have a lot of skill.
I
and
used
they're
to
fun to
hate
watch.
Vancouver. I used to hate them, but I like this team.
Yep.
I don't think they make it that far this year, though. I could be wrong. I've been wrong this whole.
You've been
time.
very wrong.
You too.
Yeah, but at least I like make reasons for it.
Don't come at me like that.
No, I'm just saying that you go like, no, sweep. They swept. It's done. Get out of there. You're garbage. And then they go on to the Stanley Cup final. So
they could make it far, but I mean, we'll see.
you know, it's all about those miracle runs. You know what I mean? But next up, Calgary and Dallas, and
Calgary was on the verge of forcing Game 7, and
Mhm.
then they choked big time. And you know what?
do you know
I'm
who
okay with that.
Gurianov was before the series?
Nope.
Yeah,
but I
no.
love him.
Did you?
Yeah, in this regular season, he was killing it.
I didn't. I honestly maybe
He
didn't pay
led his
attention.
team in goals.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
He
paying
scored
attention
more than
then.
20 goals for Dallas this year.
It wasn't Hintz.
No, he was close.
Rupe.
He got injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he was playing really well too.
He
Yeah,
was
he was.
at
Yeah.
the beginning of the season. He
But
was.
yeah, Guryanov, really impressed.
Yeah.
He's been
He's
doing
gonna
really
be-
well.
he's gonna
Dallas
be
is
I'll
a
be
good
honest.
team.
I had Calgary winning this one, but the Kachuk injury I think messed them up big time.
Of
Mhm.
course, but also like goaltending was very inconsistent.
Mhm.
They weren't gonna make it. Like Kudoman was okay enough for them to win.
And Dallas remember how to score again.
Yeah.
Because Dallas,
Radulov, Pavelski, these guys finally showed up.
yeah, they had trouble
Um,
scoring for a while, but they showed up now when it matters.
Mhm.
So that's
They scored
good.
20 goals in the last 7 games.
Yeah,
So which is like, nuts. So
No, the Dallas is a good, nice team right now.
yeah.
I was I just kept saying, can you imagine if Calgary wins the cup on Edmonton Ice?
Well, we don't have to anymore.
That's it.
We don't have to.
Thank God.
They might blow it up.
I think they blow it up.
I was reading something after that. They might blow it up.
I was thinking about that today. Like, how would you begin? Like, you look at the team. Okay, the defense on paper looks really good. Looks like top tier. You know what I
don't
mean?
know, I think.
And then they have some really good forwards up front. Their goaltending isn't like horrible, but it's not great.
No save
either.
Dave.
Maybe don't blow it up, but like some tweaks. Like they could go for Holtby if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
I
Which
hope
I,
they do.
I think is smart. They should
I
go for
hope they
that.
go for Holtby and sign him to a huge contract.
And then do like another trade where they got Lindholm and Hannafin.
Yeah.
Maybe do that again with like a Monahan.
Maybe
Where
trade
they
one
get, like, a
one of
center.
their big guys for someone else's big guy, like a top 6. I mean, I don't
Like,
know.
Maybe the chemistry between like Monahan and Goudreau is like burnt out, so you only have to trade one of those guys.
Mhm.
You know? And then fix the goaltending. But
Yeah, Calgary's a weird team, man.
We'll
as much
see.
as I hate them, they honestly on paper they are a pretty good team. So it's kind of weird to see them perform this way.
They're just yeah. I'll hold my tongue on that one. But yeah, I honestly thought Calgary's gonna run through Dallas too. But you know,
no way.
good for the Stars. Then on the last matchup of the West, we got Colorado and we got Arizona. Another one where I was like,
Colorado absolutely embarrassed Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona was one of the better defensive teams of the year, and there was what 2-7-1 games, 2-6-1 games in that.
man, and like they had Kemper, and the Kemper was just insane throughout the year. Even in the series, he's pretty good, but it just
Just that whole team was really good defensively, and they really dropped the ball against Colorado.
Colorado made Arizona look like an AHL team.
they did.
It was embarrassing.
It was bad.
Like there hasn't been a single series so far that's been that lopsided.
Mhm.
Like they got the one win, good job, but like man,
The
it was
coach even
bad.
said that too, eh? He's like, it was men against boys tonight or something.
Yeah, it was
Game
it was
3 or
embarrassing.
game 4.
It was honestly embarrassing, and like just McKinnon just steamrolling.
Buddy, this guy is
It's
unstoppable.
next level.
He is next level.
He tied a franchise record for longest point streak in the playoffs,
Really, eh?
tying Sakic and something Stashny, not Paul,
No,
not
it's,
Peter.
It's
Paul.
Paul.
No, it was a different name.
Oh, Stas. It was from the
on-
Nordiques.
Nordiques,
From the Nordiques, yeah.
I'm
I
forgetting.
think it's Paul Stastny's dad. I think
Yeah, but yeah,
Jimmy?
he's tied for
Jimmy
10
Vesey.
10-game point streak right now.
Honestly, he's just insane. I love watching him play.
I don't think anybody was doubting Colorado there.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But Arizona's supposedly a good defensive team, and they just got rolled over.
I don't think they're a bad team. I don't know, man. That's another team that has some good pieces, but like there's something missing
These
there.
next 2 years are going to be really rough for Arizona. It
Oh.
seems like it has been for the past 10 years, but
Big time.
they lost
You know-
their GM.
Yeah,
That thing came out recently where
We'll talk about it in a bit.
we'll talk about it in a
yeah.
bit, where they lost their pick or whatever. But
And
no,
they
it's
might not
not.
even get Taylor Hall to stay there long
Taylor
term.
Hall's
Yeah.
probably gonna leave.
You know,
Well, he said he wants to win now.
Yeah.
He doesn't care as much about money anymore.
I don't blame him. Honestly,
Yeah.
at this point, I would just say, just take me somewhere where I can have a chance to win.
Honestly, if I'm Taylor Hall, I'm pulling off a Marian Hossa. Just signing like 1-year deals for like 6 mil or whatever.
Yeah.
Or 7 mil, let's say, wherever they'll take him. Just to win a cup. Win your cup, then like make your money somewhere else, you know?
That's
Yeah,
a smart
but-
play for Taylor Hall. Yep.
But with Arizona, like there's so many teams for me that they're just in limbo. They're just like in a weird place. The number one team for me is Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's like that, where it's just like I look at them and I'm like, this is just
What do you
Twilight
do?
Zone.
It's just average. Like, what
it's
do
just
you do? You know?
across the board average. You can't. If you like, I don't know who I would move there. I don't know what I would do
They like if you give them a top 3 pick, that's what they need. They just need that higher level
Yeah.
player to push them through.
because I don't think, they haven't had one in a long time.
No,
I
like,
kinda wish
like
they
Marion
won lottery.
Gabrick. Marion Gabrick was like their last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That was like what 2001, 2002.
Something like that. I'm
It
not
was
sure.
really really on. But I wouldn't mind if they got that first pick
Yeah, if they won the lottery, I wouldn't have been mad at all.
because like they're the hockey state of America.
Yeah,
Right?
we,
So
we missed that too. The Rangers won the lottery.
yeah,
was
yeah,
that
we did.
was that not talked about last?
No, we
time?
talked about it.
Did
We
we?
talked about it.
But that was pretty cool. I'm happy for the Rangers.
I'm not. I don't like that
No?
fan base at all.
I mean, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, think about it. He's gonna play behind Panarin his whole career.
No,
or for
not,
the next
not,
7
not
years.
his whole career.
For
Panarin
the
will play
next
behind
7
him.
years,
Yeah.
because they're
Who
not.
knows?
They're both left wingers.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. I still think I was pretty happy for them. As long as it wasn't the Leafs or Pittsburgh, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah,
So
Literally, just those 2 teams.
Just
any,
those two
any
teams.
other team and the Rangers too. Any other team.
I mean,
For
we
me,
we have the
okay.
Oilers fan
Not the
bias.
Oilers?
but, like,
No, the Oilers. It would have been funny to see the Oilers win.
it would have been hilarious.
You know.
It would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
To watch the world blow up. But yeah, no, Colorado, Arizona. I think that one was pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But my favorite series, first round, Montreal versus Philadelphia. You know what, like
did Philly win in 6 games?
6 games, yeah.
Why was that your favorite?
Because just
Oh, they just hated each other.
they just hate each other.
you're
Not only
right,
that, too, like Montreal had literally no business being there. It should have been like an easy pushover
Montreal
for
and
Philly.
Chicago, just 2 fraud teams. shouldn't have been there.
Honestly, though, Montreal gave them a run for their money. I think at the end of
6
it,
games.
Montreal had either the same amount of goals as Philly, or like just plus or minus 1 of what Philly had. It was close in terms of goals for and against. It's just that Montreal got all their goals in one game.
Yeah.
They had that 1-5-0 win, and then everything else was just kind of average.
But
Montreal's a team of the future.
Mhm.
I
That's
think
true.
They're just depending on their young players to be better
Mm-hmm.
because they don't really have cap space or anything like that. But
There was just, for me, like that series, there's so much, like, so many stories coming out of that series. Like, Elaine Vigneault complaining about them putting on the number 1 power play at the end of the 5-0
Oh, yeah.
game, or
yeah,
how Brendan Gallagher broke his mouth and Vigneault was like, no, he's fine. You know, like,
Dude, I think they have some cap space.
Montreal?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say they probably do have.
Yeah,
cap
they
space.
have-
They have a really good situation. From what
They have a good
remember.
situation, man. Yeah. They're good.
they could.
Taylor
They,
Hall.
it makes sense.
That would be
No,
interesting.
that wouldn't be good for Taylor Hall. I don't think.
I don't think
Well,
it
he wouldn't want
No.
that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want that. No.
I honestly think I heard about Taylor Hall in Colorado. I think that's
that makes the most sense.
made no sense.
Makes the most
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I
for him
think-
to go to Colorado.
If that happens, then you're building another super team for Colorado.
Yeah.
Like you're just like that's unstoppable. How are you gonna
'Cause
stop that?
it's him. It would be him, Kadri, and Burakovsky on the second line.
or Donskoy on the second line.
That
Still,
they'd be like the Golden State Warriors of the NHL.
yeah, it would be nuts.
I don't know.
You think so?
The
Buddy.
Golden State Warriors at NHL.
No, not right now. Like back when they were winning everything.
Yeah.
Say it.
So.
Say it.
No,
No, because the Golden State Warriors were like, they're like unfair. You know what I mean? They
I
had-
think that would be pretty unfair, man.
You think Colorado?
They had like 3 top 10 players. Colorado wouldn't have 3 top 10 players.
Yeah, I
that's
guess.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
okay, that's
in
fair.
comparison to the
Well,
rest
again,
of the
they're two
league.
different sports too, right?
Yeah.
It is tough to kind of make that transition.
I don't think they'd
There's
be
a lot more-
that good.
There's a lot more parity in the NHL compared to other leagues.
Yeah.
True.
right?
The thing about the NHL, it's like there isn't really a team that dominates every year. You know what I mean?
There was like Chicago for a while there, but they weren't like they weren't in a,
Even like during the season, they don't dominate. In
Yeah.
the playoffs, it was still like a grind for them. You know.
yeah.
For Golden
Yeah.
State, they swept teams after teams. You know what I mean?
That hasn't happened in a long time. Where there was like the Oilers, the '80s Oilers,
It just doesn't
or
happen
like
in
the
the NHL.
Islanders
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
'80s.
like you're more likely to have a team dominate the season like year in year out, but then playoffs it's just like
Yeah.
They're not
they're-
sweeping teams.
Yeah, they're
you
not
know?
sweeping teams. Yeah.
And so Montreal, Philly, any
No, I think we.
I think we
Philly
saw like
was
a goalie battle of the century there though. Like the goalie, like
Carter
Carter
Hart.
Hart versus Price.
Yo, Carter Hart's special, man.
Yeah, he is.
Carter Hart is special.
From Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Yeah.
No, it was a good series.
It was good. I just wish there was more goals. I feel like they both teams
I
played
didn't watch
so
that series,
defensively
yeah.
and like it kind of got boring at times. But like, you know what, man? Go to Montreal. I don't think anyone expected them to win.
Yeah.
But
Philly's like that team. The way they play is like they'll play really good defense hockey, and then with the way their forwards are set up, they'll capitalize on that one chance. You know what I mean?
yeah, and
They
you know
just
what?
need that one chance to score that goal.
To be fair, Philly's forwards, like their main forwards, weren't showing up that series. Like I
Yeah.
think it was like 4 or 5 games in, and like their top 5 forwards had still 0 goals, something like that, something crazy like that. So
Carey Price was good.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like Montreal was insane. Montreal was
Shea
insane.
Weber
Oh,
was
I mean,
still
sorry,
good.
Carey Price was insane. Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie too.
dude, Nick Suzuki,
Kotkaniemi.
yeah, Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, like
Yeah.
those guys were playing unreal too. Like for
They put what's
rookies?
his face Deneau to the third line, and he came out and said, "I don't think that's good for me," something like that. He didn't agree with that, which is crazy. It might be.
And then Claude Julien had that heart attack as well.
Oh yeah, Claude Julien.
Just so much crazy stuff happened in one series.
Interesting. So they put Deneau on the third line. He came out and said that.
Yeah, or in an interview, he's like, I don't think I want to be this third line defensive center. I still think I have a step offensively or something like that.
So
he said we'll see where it goes, but he wasn't happy about.
I saw a tweet today from someone quoting Claude Julien saying that we are looking for players who want to win. So I'm paraphrasing here, and players that don't mind having younger skaters take their spots in the lineup. Like we want to compete. So maybe
that's what
he's
happened
like,
with Deneau.
yeah, maybe he's talking about that then.
because the
Wow.
past 2 years they put him at number 1 center,
Yeah.
and then this series here it was Suzuki and Kotkaniemi were number 1 and 2.
Well, that's a good problem to have for Montreal. I mean, obviously they want to keep Deneau. I think
Yeah.
Deneau's a great player, but like, if you have your young guys pushing him down to a third line, that's pretty good for your team. I think so.
Montreal hasn't had a number 1 center in a long time.
Yeah, I still don't think they have a legit number 1 yet. These
No,
guys are
not
still,
yet.
They're gonna need some time.
they're unproven,
Yeah.
These
right?
guys
But
got to work to be there.
they have a high ceiling, I think.
Potential's there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's go on to Boston, Carolina. This is another controversial series.
Some people said Carolina could win it. I don't know. It's hard to bet against Boston. They're just so deep.
Yeah.
That first line's better than Carolina's first line. It was the first line and best line in this during the season. Sorry, that Boston line. So it's
me, this
it's
is
hard to bet
this is
against
a-
Boston, even with Halak in net.
Yeah.
So
This is a weird series for me.
I
Like
had Carolina.
Svechnikov-
I had Carolina in 7, to be honest.
No,
I thought it was gonna be close, but the Svechnikov injury kind of complicated things.
that's right. Yeah,
Right, he did get injured. Carolina's just like such a gritty team, man.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
so hard to
they're
play
a nice
against.
team.
They're
nice
a very
team.
good team. They remind me of the Blue Jackets in terms of like their grit and like just like tenacity and just like
They're like a more exciting Blue Jackets.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they score.
They score
Exactly,
goals.
yeah, they
exactly,
score
yeah.
goals. They score goals, but like they're just always on it, man. They're so good to watch. They're so good at the game. They're so fun to watch. I don't know. I thought that they had a chance.
I honestly thought the same thing too.
I think their biggest issue was their goaltending. Honestly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Reimer pulled the Reimer. He
Yeah.
he flopped to Toronto again. You
Yeah.
know, so
They need to find a legitimate starter, and I
A
think
lot of teams need that, so that's why I think that the Rangers Georgiev,
Mhm.
he's gonna get them a
oh
pretty
yeah,
penny.
he'll get a big draw.
A team's gonna overpay for that player.
I don't think Georgiev's a starter yet either, though. I think Georgiev's
Shesterkin?
No, I think
Shesterkin could be.
Shesterkin is what they're gonna keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shesterkin, but I think Georgiev has potential to be
He has
elite-
potential.
elite.
I'm talking about starter right now.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yes and no. It's hard to say, but he did play enough games.
Maybe.
Like it'll be like a Cam Talbot type situation.
That's a
When
thing.
he went from the Rangers
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the Oilers.
That's fair. That's fair.
But he's a lot younger.
That's true.
you
That's
know,
true,
So that's
yeah.
why I think teams are excited about him.
I don't think it'll be too hard for them to get a starter, especially because there's so many goalies that are potentially on the move
Yeah.
this off season,
It's true.
and they have 2 backups. They can trade one of their backups to like, you know.
Assets.
The Rangers are in a great situation right now. They're honestly like they're set up for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Quickest rebuild in
Just
NHL
gotta
history.
shore up that defense, and that's all
Mm-hmm.
for the Rangers.
Scrap Tony D'Angelo. And they're good. And then let's go on to welcome to Heartbreak Unes. Let's talk about the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals.
Oh, man.
Islanders winning 5. What are your thoughts and feelings about that? I'll let you. I'm gonna let you talk the whole time. This is your place to rant.
Okay.
We did our Oilers rant last episode. You can share your Washington Capitals
Okay,
rant.
so for those that don't know why this is happening, in April I picked Vegas to win the cup over the Washington Capitals. So I said it's going to be a rematch of 2018. Obviously, I was very wrong about one side of the match, but I still think Vegas is going to win the cup. They have a pretty good chance of doing so. With this series, honestly, Barry Trotz just outcoached Todd Reardon or whatever
Yeah,
the guy's name
yeah.
is. He got fired, right? I mean,
right
not,
after the
not-
series.
Not surprised. He got outcoached, right? Backstrom injury obviously is a big blow.
For
Like
sure, yeah.
he's maybe he's not an all-star anymore, but he's still a top tier center in the league. I think he's a great player.
Yep.
And just man, like they couldn't get past the Islanders defense. They couldn't score goals. Right? This wasn't the Washington team that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think the Islanders are just like such a well-knitted team. Like the chemistry there is just so good, and they're good defensively.
Barry Trotz defensively
You know,
coaching is just
It's like last year too. They swept Pittsburgh
yeah.
Mhm.
in that second round. People forget, you know.
Yeah. No, they're a
So
good
no,
team.
the Islanders are a good team. I said Florida was going to beat them in that qualifying round, and then I said they would lose to the Caps. Obviously, a lot of people have picked the Caps over the Islanders, but no, they look pretty real. Really good defensive team. They might go all the way, to be honest.
They could.
But because who are they facing now?
Philly.
Philly, yeah.
I don't know about that. That's a toss up for me.
That's a- that's a-
At
that's
this
a-
point,
yeah.
at this point, looking at them play throughout these playoffs, at this point, it's a toss up. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
we all pick the Caps over the Islanders. They're just, I don't know. There's really good. You know, they all just they all play off each other so well.
And it looked
It
like
just makes it so much better.
no offense. It looked like the Washington core kind of was aged out, if you know what I mean. Like they
Yeah,
look
are getting
they
older.
look old.
Yeah,
They
they're
look
getting
old.
older,
Yeah.
for sure. And like the window is starting to close soon for
Mhm.
both Pittsburgh and Washington, right? But like they have some good hockey left in them. I think they can still win a championship or two.
We were
It's
talking about
possible.
we were talking about this yesterday. Like they're not bad teams.
No, no,
Pittsburgh
no.
and Washington. They're
Washington
not.
finished 5th in the league in
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Like
Like
maybe Taylor Hall can go there.
wow,
That'd be pretty good for them.
That would be pretty good.
Because they're probably gonna move on from Holtby.
they will.
So
Yeah.
they kind of depends on how Samsonov plays next year for them to
Mhm.
be successful. But no, like you get them one more top 6 forward, like they're like, back up there as a contender.
A lot of these teams are like one solid piece away from like
A lot of
really
these
going
teams, yeah.
far and like winning it.
Thing about the NHL, you can never predict who wins it.
No,
This,
it's
out
so
of the
tough.
16 teams, you can never predict.
It's
so
so tough.
that's
So
just the way it is.
yeah, that was that series. That was. I thought Washington was gonna win too for sure.
Yeah.
I thought like 5 games Washington, but
Yeah.
But no, good on the Islanders. They're
Yeah,
playing
yeah, honestly,
well.
good for
They're-
them.
They're playing well. So
yeah, Everly's having a good playoffs.
yeah.
Or
Is
this
he? I didn't
fast.
even notice.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
having
buddy,
playoffs.
he's killing it for
Yeah.
them. He is killing it.
Yep. It's gonna.
I think
Ryan Strome.
since
Don't
he's
get me started on that guy.
I think he's scored more goals in the playoffs Oiler since since the 2017 playoffs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that stat too.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That's
And he
that
got no
sucks to hear.
goals. he got no goals in that 2017 playoffs, by the way. So
and that's why he got traded for that.
yeah, and he got all those goals after getting traded, and still, yeah.
Peter Shirley, man.
Yep.
No, it is what it is.
Shout out to Pete. And then the last series, Tampa Bay and Columbus. This is a letdown for me because I actually said that Columbus had a chance of taking over Tampa Bay, and I was
Tampa
very
beat
wrong.
them in
I
what,
said the
5
same
games?
5
Beat them
games,
in
yeah.
No,
I thought after that first game, I was like, hey, that first game, like the 6 overtimes, I was like, Columbus is gonna put up a huge fight, but then they just kind of like,
I'll tell you what, man. They realized that listen, this team is all skill. There's
Mhm.
no grit. There's no physicality. So they go and they get Bogosian, Barclay Goodrow from San Jose, and
Mhm.
Blake Coleman. Like
yeah,
there's no other players more perfect for that team than those
Yeah.
two players, and they went out and got them. So I think this year they're pretty real.
And they got Pat Maroon.
Pat Maroon
Yeah.
as well.
Pat
That's
Maroon
right.
too. That's a
And
big piece.
Shankirk's there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they have a good team. They have a scary team
They're
to play
too
against.
good on paper. So
Yeah.
that's why I think they win it all this year.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
If they choke,
Prediction.
no sympathy though. Like
Oh,
no,
no,
if they choke, it's
No
100% on them. Like
No.
we'll give them a pass for last year,
yeah,
even though we shouldn't. to be
actually
honest with
no,
you.
we shouldn't. No,
Yeah, we
not even
shouldn't.
that.
But like last year, whatever, bygones be bygones. If you lose again this year, blow it up. Everybody goes after that, in my opinion, at least.
trade Stamkos.
Here's the thing:
He's
he
still injured.
hasn't played.
He's still injured.
He hasn't played for them consistently since what 2016, 2017.
The issue is who's gonna take him because of his injury history.
That's the problem. You
Right.
won't get a full return for him.
yeah.
I still believe in Stamkos. He's still very good.
He's a good player,
injury-wise,
but
he's an
the
amazing
injuries,
player.
man, like he's good when he's playing, but when he's not playing, he's useless.
I think it's Kucherov's team now.
It is.
It is.
100%.
It's Kucherov's
Kucherov and Hedman. Hedman's like I think.
Hedman as well.
I honestly I think Hedman's the most valuable player on that team right now.
Probably this playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
argument can be made.
Okay, and then so that was it for the first round. Okay, now we got some news throughout the league. Big trade between Pittsburgh and Toronto. Honestly,
Not a blockbuster. People are saying blockbuster.
No.
It's not.
I just don't know why Jim Rutherford would do this.
Yeah.
No. He has a
Uh,
history of overpaying for whatever player he wants.
This is crazy.
But for Kapanen, a first rounder?
It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy.
I think it's crazy. Was
No,
it?
they're win now, and like that first round pick is what 15 or 14.
15th.
15.
We're 14th. The Oilers are 14th.
Yeah. So that pick is 15, and then that Hallander guy is the good prospect.
I heard he's a good process, and
Yeah.
even that.
Second round pick of 2018.
Rodriguez.
No, he's a.
Well, yeah, but that's another piece, right?
But here's the thing, though. That Rodriguez guy. I don't look at Corsi stats. I don't really care for them. I think they're stupid.
He doesn't make the Toronto Maple Leafs team. That's the
No.
way I look at it.
Oh no,
Well,
not right now. No.
But I'm saying like apparently his Corsi stuff is better than Kapanen's by a margin. Apparently, I don't know. I was reading some like advanced analytics things. I don't like this
Listen.
stuff.
It's a familiar face, Kapanen. They know him. He's 24. He's young. Like you put him with Malkin, Crosby. Come on.
But they didn't they ever try this with like Galchenyuk
He
and
was-
like
yeah, he was pretty young, but I don't know. It's tough to say. I think if Kapanen gets 60 points this upcoming year, if they do another season, then I think it's all worth it for them. But it's supposed to be a deep draft. I do think they overpaid a little bit, but the Rutherford has a history of overpaying for whatever
just-
player he wants.
they keep making Dubas look really good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Dubas did a good job on this
He
trade.
did a very good job on this trade.
He looked
Like-
really like I thought at the time that Barry trade was really good for them. I mean, that turned out terrible for him. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, horrible.
Because Kadri's lighting it up right now.
No, but regardless
and
of what
Barry's-
Kadri's
Barry
doing-
just
Yeah.
didn't fit the team.
yeah, Barry just was garbage on the Leafs. But like,
But can you blame Dubas for that? You can't.
No,
'Cause you
No,
can't
see,
predict
at the
that.
time I thought that was like a fantastic
Me
trade.
too.
I agree. Honestly, like, let's look at this realistically. Dubas just traded a third line wingman on his team for a first rounder.
For a
Yeah.
number 15 in a deep draft.
Yeah,
Not just a first round. That's a good pick.
yeah.
You know, that's a high first rounder if you think about it.
Like I said, I don't know what Jim Rutherford's
And a good
thinking.
prospect.
And I do think Kapanen has like second line potential. I don't think he has first line potential just right now. But on the Leafs at least, he was a third liner for the most part.
Just like the way I see it is, Pittsburgh knows this player. They really like him. They believe that he can become that player. They're paying for potential essentially.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
paying for potential.
And who knows,
It's
playing
risky,
with
but
Malkin.
it could work out.
Yeah, that's true.
But like I said, like Rutherford has a history of overpaying. I still think he's one of the top GMs of the league.
Oh yeah.
Like he kind of overpaid for Zucker a little bit, but like your team is win now. Like
Yeah.
he's got to overpay just to get this team going because the window is almost.
I don't know.
closed,
Like he came out and defended Jack Johnson in the tweet.
So
He was
like
like-
he loves his players. Whatever player he
Yeah.
likes, he loves his players. He'll do whatever to keep them or overpay. He did say he was going to trade one of those goalies.
Yeah,
If
Which
you
I
wanna
think
talk
is the
about
right thing to
that,
do.
yeah.
That's like the Rangers situation. Like a in team willing a goal who needs a goalie could go out for one of these two,
Look,
Murray or Jerry.
The thing we have to
Sorry.
remember too, and it's kind of like sliding under the radar right now, is that there is an expansion draft coming.
There
And
is.
Yeah.
when the expansion draft comes, you can only protect one goalie.
Mhm.
And if you have one of Murray or Jari unprotected, they're gonna get taken in the draft.
Obviously,
Might as well make a trade now, get some value for one of those guys, and move on.
because they're paying that DeSmith guy like 1.25 for the next 2 years.
Are
That's
they?
their backup,
Yeah.
which is proper. It's you know.
Yeah,
But I think they trade.
I think they trade Murray.
No, I think they trade. Actually, I don't know who they trade.
it's a tough position to be in because
I want them to trade Murray, but I don't
Murray has 2 Stanley Cups. Jari only has 89 games played.
that's true. Murray was like lights out when they
Yeah.
won the 2 cups,
yeah,
and Jari's just been really good in the season.
89 games played only. I
So-
never knew that
So
stat.
they
honestly.
probably looking back or looking at the stats, they probably trade Jari.
they had Murray playing the playing rounds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
But they no, they know they can't keep both, so I
Yeah.
think they trade Jari for sure
Interesting.
to the Oilers.
That's a tough position to be in.
That is
Like,
really
who do you pick? Who would you rather have?
I think I'd rather have Tristan Jari.
I mean, they're both.
How often have you seen a goalie succeed so well in the playoffs and then a couple of years down the line do it again? You don't often see that.
Yeah,
You know.
and Murray has been falling off. Like he lost the starting job to Jari this season.
Well, he had a lot of family
if you look at
issues.
this, yeah,
Is that-
And a lot of I think his father passed away.
yeah,
Oh, I
that
see.
was like 2 years ago though, or last year.
That was-
I
that
can't
was
remember.
last
Still,
year, I
it's
think.
very sad. But his stats this year were 8.99 save percentage. Jari had like a 9.34, and they played like I think Murray played like 5 more games or something. So
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty clear who had a better year. But then again, it's like
Goalies are
Jari's
so
still
weird.
young. He could be inexperienced, right?
Yeah.
And Murray, maybe that's what he needs, a fresh start, go somewhere else, and he could be elite.
And
again.
goalies are so weird too. Like the way they develop.
Big
Like they can
time.
have one crazy year,
Goalies are weird.
and then you throw a lot of money at them, and then
There's only a handful of goalies that you know year in and year out they're gonna be top tier. Like a lot of these good goalies, like for example, what's his name, Kemper, right? Like he played lights out, but no one saw that coming. I didn't see it coming.
He was like a mediocre backup for many years.
Yeah.
With Minnesota before he was given the opportunity. He was given the opportunity in Arizona and a proper defensive system.
Yeah.
See, if you put Kemper on on another team, like take him off Arizona, put him on a different system, I don't think he does as well. I
Yeah.
think it's just how Arizona's team is built, but then like it worked out for them,
Right.
Yeah.
Varlamov has had chances on many teams, and this year he just lights it up. Right.
Yeah.
With Islanders,
Well,
and obviously the system
defense,
there.
Yeah, the defense is sick,
The
right?
system there helps for sure, right? Hellebuck, he played unreal this season, but then he's very inconsistent. You never know if it's gonna happen every year, every second year. Like it just because he's had good years before,
Mhm.
but he's also had some pretty okay.
I think
Yes.
Hellebuck is because goalies do take like he's still young, like they do take a while to get going, get used to the speed of the shots of the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Hellebuck is proper elite now, as well as Vasilevsky.
Oh, Vasi for sure.
Yeah,
Vasi,
like,
100%.
There's a few goalies out there that are like you can trust them.
I
Yeah.
thought
but
Bobrovsky was like that, but
I think next year he'll come
yeah,
back.
Bobrovsky's another one. Like he comes in Vesna performance season, and then
Mm.
next season just like garbage. Like
Like he cashed out. Like Columbus is a defensive system. It kind of boosted his value
did,
up a
it
little
did.
bit. Like made him look good, right?
what do you guys think of paying 10 million for a goalie?
bad
Too
idea.
much. That's
Too
way
much, eh?
yeah.
How much is too much?
I think, to be honest, I think I pay only Carey Price. I'd pay 10 million and Vasilevsky.
I don't think I'd pay any goalie. I don't care how good the goalie is. 10
Yeah.
million. I don't care how good the
know.
goalie is. I mean, they're paying Carey Price 10 million. How is that working out for them?
Well, it's the team in front of him that's not as good. I think.
Yeah, but
I
then
believe that. I believe it's the team in front of him that's not that good.
you can get another goalie for 5 million who's still pretty damn good, right? And then get another top 6 player for 5 million.
I mean, I get that, but if you look at it, Montreal doesn't make it this far without Carey Price.
That's
True.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
They
That's
might not
fair.
like maybe make it that far with a $5 million goalie who just had to happen to have a good year, but with Carey Price, like
You know what you're getting.
You know
He's
what
one
you're
of those.
getting.
He's one of those goalies. You know what you're getting every year. I don't know.
Like I said, for me, the $10 million goalie thing, I think it's too much. I think it's just way too much. And plus, too, like, always by the end of their contract, it's just a horrible contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
goalies have such a weird, like, they have a gap where, like, they're crazy. Except for Fleury. Fleury has been, like, impressive since 2003.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
he's, like,
this
I think
season
he's the most
has been
reliable
tough.
goalie.
This season's been tough for him.
Yeah, it's been
This season, like I think he pretty much got Gallant fired.
and
this-
also, too, I think he lost his dad as well this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his dad passed away this year as well. So, but I think he's back to where he's at. Speaking of Fleury, that picture his agent tweeted. They just touch on it really quickly.
That's
like
so
that's just
funny.
even Fleury said like, "Hey, that's stupid."
A hockey agent posted that picture. Of
I don't know what goes through
Fleury
your head, man.
with a sword in the back, DeBoer's name on it, like backstabbing.
Yeah.
Kinda analogy there.
He's standing up for his player, I guess, but like
It's so fun. It's funny to see.
it's a dumb.
I'm
thing
all
to
for it. I
do.
want to see more.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
hey, we like it, but it's a pretty dumb thing to do.
Even Leonard came out and said that was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all talked it out. They're good now, but
Yeah. Oh, apparently Fleury had a meeting with like
yeah,
George McPhee and those guys
yeah.
to make sure that everything was all good.
Yeah.
But
No, DeBoer knows what he's doing. I think.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking about knowing what you're doing, the Coyotes lost their 2020 second rounder and their 2021 first rounder.
Was it because of the
The scouting, the combine.
the combine? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, they were doing like illegal scouting procedures.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they gave themselves an advantage compared to other teams. They didn't really do anything. So
My question about that is, who gets those picks?
Nobody.
it'll be like the Kovalchuk thing in New Jersey. They
So-
just take it away. So it'll be a 31 round or a 30 round.
30 round.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So basically,
okay.
the two last players of the draft just get snubbed.
Oh, damn.
They'll just go undrafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then
No,
I
no,
mean, round
so, like,
7.
no,
the
the,
first-
the,
the
the
first
second
round-
round.
Seattle doesn't start the draft this year. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No.
Next
So
year.
it'll be 31 teams. It'll just be a 30 round first round,
Mhm.
and then second round will be 31.
for next season, for next year.
For 2021.
Yeah. So whatever year they got
Yeah.
rid of the second, they'll just make those the 30 rounds,
Yeah.
30 selection rounds.
Yep.
Wow. Like
That,
that's a harsh punishment, man.
it's a harsh punishment, but like I was listening to sports radio today, and they were saying honestly, like good for the league. Like
yeah.
it's good to crack down on this stuff. Just make sure no one ever does it
That's
again.
true.
But it kind of sucks. Like let's be honest, it sucks that it happened to the Coyotes. Like that's a team that really needs the help.
Yeah.
especially because like they just lost. They're probably gonna lose Taylor Hall, which they paid one of those first round picks for. Their GM just quit on them, so then now
Mhm.
they gotta find a GM.
And they've had trouble filling the stands with fans.
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Everything is
Trouble
Arizona.
keeping the team in Arizona. Like,
yeah.
This was their up and coming year too, and then just seems like it just all went downhill in like a matter of weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
crazy.
It's poor guys over there, but
Poor guys.
what are you gonna do? That's life,
No,
right?
because like in the MLB, like Houston cheated to win the World Series.
Yeah.
What was their
I
punishment?
think they lost. I think they lost a pick.
That's it. You know what I
What?
mean?
And they got to keep the
compared to
championship?
this, where Arizona, like, they got to keep the championship. Compared to this, where Arizona, like, just went to cheat at the combine and they lost their first and second round pick.
Wow.
Right. So it's good that they are cracking down on it.
I mean, I don't think any of us condone cheating, but if you get the chance to cheat to win a championship and you get to keep the championship or lose a pick,
So the Astros
That's
lost. The Astros were fined $5 million and forced to
Which is-
forfeit
which
their
is
first
nothing
and
for
second
them.
round draft picks in 2020 and 2021.
first and second.
Yeah, for
So they lost
2
4
years.
picks.
That's 4 picks in total and five.
Oh.
Well, I don't think the $5 million really matters, but that's actually a big one too. But I think that
Still, like, they
still-
won. They stole a championship, man.
I would take the names off the cup or whatever. Cup? No, it's not a cup.
I don't know what I don't.
Yeah, I'm not retired. I don't watch baseball.
I would just take
I
it.
don't watch boring sports.
I would
Not
take
old
it away
man.
and just scrap that season. You don't award it to anybody,
Yeah.
and then just kind of point the finger at Houston. Like, sorry guys, Houston ruined the season for you.
Just real quick, how did they cheat? Do you know?
Science
They
stealing.
science thing. So like they had a guy in the dugout in the back who would like bang a trash can, for example, and they did some other sound
I
things
see.
where they can see what the catcher is, the signaling which what kind of ball is coming in.
Yeah.
So they would time it perfectly in the
Interesting.
when to swing and when to not swing.
And
Wow.
I heard like they had Apple Watches with them too, and like they would send like messages through like Morse code on the Apple Watch for this. So when like the batter was up, he would get like a vibration on his Apple Watch. Like it was just crazy stuff that they were doing.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and then that one player was wearing like a wire, so I assume that's what it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
too.
yeah. Because remember when they tried to take off his
Altuve,
jersey?
yeah, Altuve.
And he's like, no, keep the jersey
No,
on.
it went to the dugout, came back out.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Wow.
Big time cheaters. Yeah.
and that's honestly one of the craziest stories in sports in a long time.
Crazy.
I think, like
Wow.
it's just an insane story. But now
Anyways.
let's get into the the current round, so the second round of the playoffs right now. So let's go into the West. Vancouver versus Vegas. Vancouver had a huge game yesterday, as of this recording. Massive game yesterday. Pedersen just played out of his mind
Insane player.
and insane.
We're talking about game 2, by the way.
A game two
Game two,
of
yeah.
Vancouver and Vegas. Honestly, I thought Vegas that first game, Vegas just dominated.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, Vancouver, like you can see their youth in there. You can see their inexperience. They're done. But then Vegas just came in, or Vancouver came in yesterday. The first, I think,
I guess
first
they watched
shift.
film and Pedersen was just
Pedersen
mad
was
or
pissed.
something.
Yeah.
somebody said something to him before the game.
Yeah.
No, I still think I'll pick Vegas as my pick right there, but it will go to 6 or 7 games. I
It
think.
will. Yeah, Vancouver won't go down without a fight.
Yeah.
I think Vegas is too good.
I agree. Vegas, I think, is definitely going to take this. But I knew after game 1, Travis Green is going to have his boys ready for game 2. And
Yeah,
Travis
yeah.
Green is a great coach, man. Like, this guy is.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
Yeah.
This guy's like, dude, like, buddy, like, I feel like in St. Louis, he won the coaching battle by a long slide,
What
by a landslide.
do you mean?
Like, he outcoached Craig Berube big
Oh,
time.
I see what you mean. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just outcoached Craig Berube, and they took down the defending Stanley Cup champs. Right?
The thing
Like,
about Berube is a super simplistic coach.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
This guy is really simple, but no, I guess Travis Green. I thought they were gonna fire him after last year. To be honest,
I
think
me
so?
too.
I remember there was a lot they were talking about it, but
Yeah,
it worked out for them, I guess.
yeah. No, like Travis Green, even like just regular season, just playing against his team is the worst. Like
That's true.
his team's always so prepared to like just start from the very first whistle and they play to the last whistle.
Like credit to Jim Benning too. Like some moves are a little bit iffy, but I
Louis
mean,
Erickson.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
a lot of teams messed up that whole
Yeah.
year.
Tyler Toffoli.
Toffoli was a good move. Furlan doesn't really make sense. I don't know why you kind of wanted to add that player because they're paying him what 3-4 million now.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like Roussel. They're
Yeah,
doing the
Roussel
same.
was
But
bad
I,
too.
like if they wanted that character guy, like I'm all for it. Myers is a little bit overpayment, but like these players are what makes them successful right now. So I guess you got to give credit where credit's due.
For sure.
Yeah, they just need when they sign Markstrom. I wonder how that's gonna work.
I think that they'll keep him.
Oh,
They
they'll-
have to. They
they'll
have no
find-
choice.
Yeah,
they have no choice.
If I'm Jim Benning, I'm doing anything to resign Markstrom.
Even
Right
like-
now, he's playing like the best goalie in the league right now.
Oh, 100% he is.
He's up there.
And you know what? Horvat came out this year too, and he started like. Remember last episode you were saying like, oh, Horvat. I don't think he's that kind of player. Then next game he comes out and
Oh, yeah.
scores those like 2 like back-to-back crazy
Oh,
breakaway
it was
goals.
Disgusting.
I was like, it's the
Yeah,
Aussie
yeah.
curse, man. It's like whenever Aussie says the opposite.
It just doesn't make sense, man.
Just see the A's win the cup next
I
year.
started watching a lot of basketball lately.
But yeah, let's go on to Dallas and Colorado. This is surprising to me.
This
Yeah.
is surprising because Dallas is already up 2-0.
Yep.
A lot of people pick Colorado to go the conference final or the final even. But I don't know.
It's weird, man. I can't believe Colorado lost 2 games now.
Dallas is that's the type of team Dallas is. Like they'll play really good for 15, 20 games, then really bad for 15, 20 games like we've seen all year, and then really good for 15, 20 games. Like they're in that 15, 20 games midst right now. Where they're playing insane.
I'm not gonna pretend like I had Colorado losing. I had
I
Colorado
had
winning.
Colorado
Yeah,
winning
me
too.
I had Colorado winning. But honestly, I'm not surprised for one reason and one reason only: goaltending. Especially when they lost Grubauer in
Yeah.
game 1. I mean, I just don't think their goaltending is good enough to face Dallas.
That's what I agree with that too. Like Grubauer, like they're only as good as Grubauer. Like
Yeah.
you hate to say like McKinnon, like these guys are producing crazy, but they can only go as far as Grubauer takes them. And at this point in the series and watching them play, I think Dallas knows how to shut them down. And they probably win it in 6 games.
And then even like I don't know, man. That was just Colorado puts up a fight though. I think Colorado comes back and wins.
Yeah, this could go really far.
Yeah,
But
I think this goes the distance.
up 2-0 in the series, and like they're playing good hockey too. Dallas against Colorado, it's kind of hard to bet against them, and this is just another case of you can't predict who's gonna win this year.
This
terms
year
of
is just
matchup.
so crazy. The whole year 2020 is just insane. And then so let's go on to the East now. Philadelphia and the Islanders. The Islanders with a big comeback today.
I've
They were-
always been against the Islanders this year, but I'm gonna say the Islanders beat them. Beat the Flyers. They're just so good defensively. It's hard to bet against.
Well, today
them.
they were down 4-0, and they came back.
They're resilient too. Even today they were down 3-0. They tied it,
Yeah,
but then lost in OT.
but still though, like that resiliency to come
That's what
back,
I'm saying.
against Philadelphia, who Adi for Hot says is the best team in the history of mankind.
I don't
know,
know who
just-
that is. Who is that?
Some guy that he keeps following the show, keeps talking about Philadelphia, like it's weird, man. But
that alley kid?
yeah,
Oh.
weird kid, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say Islanders this time around, and watch them lose now to the.
Yeah,
Flyers.
but you just cursed him. Good job, Ozzy.
Honestly, I said from the beginning, if Washington doesn't go all the way, whichever team beats Washington's gonna go all the way. So I'm gonna stick
Wow.
with that. Yeah.
See, that might happen.
Yeah.
That might happen. That
Wow,
probably
that
will
is
happen.
insane. Yeah, they just played just. I'm not gonna lie, it's boring to watch.
It's very stingy hockey.
Yeah,
like-
very, very
like,
stingy. They don't give up anything.
Sometimes
you know
that's
what I
how
mean?
you play.
By all the way, I mean lose to Vegas in the final.
So
Just to
Vegas
make
still
that
wins.
clear. Yeah, I still think Vegas wins.
I still have Tampa Bay up there, but
Yeah.
we're winning it all. But
Speaking of
that's
Tampa
an easy
Bay-
pick. Easy pick.
As of now, Tampa Bay is winning 7-1 against the
That's
Bruins
right. Against the Bruins.
in Game 3.
I guess the
So-
Bruins can say they don't have Rask, but to be honest, like Halak and Rask are like identical statistics this year. So
Do you
can't
guys
really
just
say
feel
Halak
like-
is a great goalie.
He's a
Yeah,
fantastic
When
goalie.
people said that, like Boston is done, I disagreed completely. I
Right.
think Halak is a great goalie.
and
I just-
even like Tampa Bay, they still haven't played what's it called, Steven Stamkos yet,
Yeah.
right? So that just shows how deep they are.
That's crazy.
That
That's
is
actually
insane.
scary, to be honest.
That is.
I just feel like Boston's just falling apart. Something about the team, I just feel like they're just losing it. For like right now, I'm not saying in general, they're still an amazing team.
These are the top 2 teams in the league
Yeah.
this season, and like a lot of people are saying the winner of this year is going to win the cup. I like it's weird if Tampa wins this, which I think they will. They're going to win the cup for me. If Boston wins, they don't beat Vegas for me,
I don't think they do either.
which is weird to say, but no, I think Tampa Bay beats them in 6, and obviously I'm going to say they meet Vegas in the final.
Yeah.
You guys don't feel the same thing about Boston? I just feel like Boston's just crumbling. I don't know what it is about their team right now. I just feel like the bubble's probably getting to them.
I wouldn't say that.
No, you think so?
No, it's a back-to-back tonight.
Yeah,
Right?
that is true.
That's a fact. And I know it's a back-to-back for both teams, but like different teams react to it differently. And I do think Cooper did a good job in making sure his team was prepped for the back-to-back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're crumbling just yet. Let's see how the next game goes.
I just feel like there's just a lot of stuff has been happening to them with like the
Yeah.
Rask thing too, and I feel like there's just a lot of like negativity right now around them.
Yeah, and there's pressure on them too. Like I mean, they were like a couple wins away, or was it 1 win away? I'm not sure how far they were last season.
One win away.
It was game 7.
Yeah.
It was game 7. So they were 1 win away from winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot of pressure on them.
They
sure.
choked.
But there's a lot of pressure on Tampa Bay.
I'd say even more than
I was
than
gonna
Boston,
say arguably even more. So I don't know. It's an interesting series. I kind of wish that Rask was still there to play.
Yeah.
But obviously he does have family issues, and you got to respect that. Like,
Man, like
family comes first.
people
right?
talking about him bad, like, come on.
I,
you know what I
I,
mean? Like,
I saw a tweet saying that his daughter had like a medical emergency, and if that is true, like seriously, like family comes first.
yeah,
If-
it would have been bad if he stayed.
yeah,
in that,
100%.
You know what I mean? So,
If I was in his shoes and my daughter had a medical emergency, I don't care how much I'm getting paid. I'm going to
course.
see my daughter.
Yeah,
Like it's just
no, like
yeah.
you can't knock somebody for wanting to leave the bubble.
no,
right?
no, absolutely not.
And I heard like it's a young man's game, the
Yeah.
bubble right now, because a lot of those guys that have families, they got to think about how you see all those videos on social media about like them going home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the losers going home, they're like extremely happy.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they're just happy to be home, right? So there's that, right? So
Someone was comparing it to like Big Brother. Like you want to win, you want to like just compete and stuff like that. But like once you're gone, you're so happy to just go home and be with your family. Like,
No, that is crazy. They don't see anybody except their teammates.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
they played
they-
a lot of Call of Duty.
they have like FaceTime and stuff, but it's not the same.
No,
Not
they
the
get,
same,
no, let's not feel bad.
Yeah.
They're getting paid millions to play a children's game.
That's
Let's be
true.
honest.
That's true.
Same goes for any sport.
That should be the NHL's logo.
Play-
Millions to play a children's game.
Well, that's
Jesus.
Just give me one day of McDavid's salary and I'm good.
Yeah.
Just one day.
Wow.
What is McDavid doing right now? You think?
Right now, playing with his dog.
He's filming BioSteel ads with his dog.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Best workout buddy or
God
whatever.
bless him. God
I
bless
just
him
see
both.
like he's like I just imagine him in a dark room right now, and he's just like meditating there, and he's like levitating off the ground. You know, he's just like this.
No, it's like an orbit of pucks.
Yeah.
He's channeling his Ultra Instinct for next season.
Yeah.
For next
He
season.
comes out scores 100 points
He
in the
played
first
out
game.
of his mind against Chicago.
Yeah.
You make.
Man.
I'm thinking about it now.
Do you guys see that that highlight video that the NHL made on the Twitter account for McDavid's goal in Game 2 of the Chicago series? Like the insane goal, like the
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it was
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice.
So the
Very
NHL
detailed.
made like a little GIF or whatever, and they put like these superpower animations on it and
Yeah.
stuff.
No,
It's pretty
It
sick.
was actually pretty nice.
Like
I
swoosh
did
and
see
stuff like
that.
that.
Yeah.
But let's move on. We'll wrap up the episode soon, but there's just a little note here on the whole Jason Blake thing that happened with the
Getting a
States,
little
Yeah.
political,
and a lot of the leagues ended up postponing their games, but the NHL continued to play. And I don't feel like I'm qualified in that area to talk about much of it.
I don't want to say much, to be honest, because we don't really need to get political. But I think the NHL should do more. They should also postpone
Well, I mean,
their
like, yeah,
games.
they
Go as far as saying that, but there is a lot of like, there's a big discrepancy
yeah,
of the amount of how many players of color play in the NHL. So
for sure.
it'd be a really good statement. We'll see what happens. It's still really early, but
Well, I mean, like the NHL's 3 games ahead of their schedule, and they could have easily just taken one day, in my opinion. They could have taken, I think, one day to at least
yeah, as of
have solidarity
yeah.
with the other leagues, because the WNBA, the NBA, and the MLB, I think those are the 3 that
the NBA, like those one might last like
A
they might
while.
not finish the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on my way here, the radio guy was saying that there's now talk of possibility of having tomorrow's games also boycotted, or I'm not sure what the term they're using. I think it's boycott. But I don't think that's
It's
the correct
boycott,
term, because technically they're going on strike,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like technically speaking, but whatever the term is, I mean that doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think right now, like, I think none of us really have an opinion. It just now is the time to listen.
Yeah,
The time
yeah.
to like listen and observe and see what people of color and black people in American Canada really think, and what they want to see change. With that being said, and I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, but like we have to ask a question. Okay, you go on strike or you boycott a game, then what? What does that do? What does that accomplish? Right? Now, if that accomplishes, I don't know, if that results in people like taking the matter more seriously and really looking into trying to make some change and pushing for change, that's awesome. That's great. But if it's just like a 1 week thing, like, oh, this is historic and before, and then like it just becomes more of like a key, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a
public display.
yeah, public display thing, like publicity stunt almost. I mean, like, what's the benefit? We want to see meaningful change, right? So, I mean, whether or not the players want to play or not play or boycott or whatever they want to do, all power to them. I think the more important thing is just to do what you can within your power to make a difference.
Yeah.
And if you think that's not playing, then good for you.
Oh, yeah,
And you should
yeah.
do that. But if you think that playing gives you the platform that you feel like you need to make a difference, then good job. Good for you. Do that.
Yeah.
Just do something. And I think that starts with us too.
Well said.
Right.
I think the problem is like the
Just
NHL,
everybody.
they had 3 seconds of silence in a game. And
Not
it's
a
just,
good look.
it's I don't know. For me, it just looked really bad.
It's very rushed.
Very rushed. It was kind of like, okay, hey, this is an afterthought. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like I said, I'm not there. I'm not those people. You know what I mean? I have my own
There's been-
beliefs, but like Eunice, I think you said it perfectly. You know what I mean? Like
I
just
agree.
do something. Use your platform.
Yeah,
Right?
there's been a lot of talk about the NHL as a league not doing enough.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like let's not get too political, but the NHL does have a lot of people with deep pockets, and they have people that can make a difference. Let's see something come out of that.
It's,
Yeah.
it's these sports owners that really do have
For sure.
the
yeah.
most power.
Yeah.
They're the ones that can make a difference in their communities with how much wealth they have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to them at the end of the day. But no, that's good at these like superstar athletes and these like sports in general.
Yeah.
It's taking a pause to say hey, look, this is more important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's huge too, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge part of it too. But with that being said, just our prayers go out to Mr. Blake and his family, and we hope, honestly, something good comes out of all of this. And
He
we'll
is
see you
alive.
guys.
He is
He's
alive,
alive, and
which
that's
is good.
like
Yeah.
nine shots.
Seven in the back. Like, that's crazy.
So just craziness. But like we said, we hope everything in the end turns out, and we hope that something good will come out of all this for sure. Because it's been enough is enough, and I think everybody feels that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it's pretty universal now at this point, right? But with that being said, we'd like to wrap up this episode. Thanks for joining us today on episode 4 of the Clean Hit Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Make sure to catch us on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Anchor, and YouTube, and to follow our social media at Clean Hit Podcast. Thank you very much.